Hi, my name is Devin Blaskovich. I'm a creative here at H Collective. We're here at the H Studios with Kyle Depew, and we're going to be explaining a couple different kinds of instant film cameras. So we're going to start with the most classic and ubiquitous format of instant photography, which is 600 Polaroid film. There's a couple different kinds and names like Supercolor, Sun 660. They all are essentially the same camera, which is the classic Polaroid 600 camera. You have a box format like this that opens up with the flash and the lens and probably the classic rainbow stripe. This shoots 600 film. So 600 is the ISO of the film. The shape is the standard classic square format that we all know and love.
These are great cameras. There's a whole variety of difference within them in design. There's not a whole lot of variety in the technology. You don't need much knowledge to operate one of these cameras, which is what I love about them. It's essentially a point and shoot. So there's a shutter button, and the camera is calculating shutter speed and aperture for you, making those decisions and giving you an image that'll look good in the vast majority of lighting conditions. They're fun cameras for that reason, and they're social cameras for that reason. You can take a picture of someone, hand them the picture, and it really does feel magical because of that.
So now we're going to transition and talk about a new camera designed with a different size but the same shape of film that was designed and created in 2018. Here we have the Lomography Instant Square camera. This camera shoots Fuji Instax film. This has actually a bellow system, it has a glass lens, it's a very sharp image, and it was modernly designed, so you have like multiple exposures, exposure compensation, you have a little bit more control with the image. I would say it has a sharper lens than like a classic original Polaroid camera, but the Fuji Instax Square film is a smaller size. So it's about like the length of a credit card, sideways and topwise. So this would be like an alternative. It's still a point and shoot camera. It still has like the same aesthetic and vibe as like a Polaroid 600 camera, but it's shooting a smaller film, but the images are a little bit sharper. So you have a little bit of a trade-off there. We just looked at a couple entry-level instant cameras, but if you really want to like upgrade your work, or if you're a professional photographer and still want to shoot instant photos, these are some options that you can use.
So this is the Polaroid SX70. This first emerged in 1972. This is on the cover of Time magazine. This blew the socks off of all the technology, all the photographic technology that currently existed. It's a full manual camera, so you can adjust your focus here. Your exposure will be adjusted on this wheel. And this has a glass lens with an f8 aperture. So you can get huge depth of field, huge sharpness, ton of control with this camera. This makes images in the same format that a 600 camera does, but with a different speed. So the SX70 film has a 100 ASA speed, 600 film has a 600 ASA speed. So that's something to be cautious of. You need a lot of light when shooting this camera, but it is very, very worth shooting. It's gonna give you incredible images and really separate itself from the 600 aesthetic.